Hi, bestie. 1 year ago, at age 26, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and start an art business from scratch. My art business is called Artfully Divine LLC, and in this series, I document my journey of turning a hobby and creativity into a business. Now, why did I start? I always loved art, but I only truly got into it at college. I would just create and usually gift it to my loved ones. It was such a fun outlet for me, and I really wanted to share my art with the world. So then I decided to name my business Artfully Divine LLC because I believe there's divine beauty in everything, especially art. The process of creating is divine within itself. It's the purest form of self-expression. My art is based on the divine beauty that I see and feel on a day-to-day basis. And I share these precious moments that I experience throughout my life through my art. Right now, I mainly make stickers, but next year I am thinking of expanding. I've always wanted to start a business, but then I wasn't sure what I would do at first. But I decided to start off with something small, and thus stickers came to play. One of my biggest wins were my wholesale sales to businesses, where I made a majority of high profits. Through my wholesale orders, I made a majority of high profit. However, it came with a few challenges, such as stepping out of my comfort zone and advocating for my product. I sort of had imposter syndrome, but then I realized that, if other small businesses believed in my art and really believed in what the value was, where they were able to consistently sell out to their customers, and my imposter syndrome went away eventually. Now, the other challenges were I got rejected a lot, and out of the 10 businesses I reached out to or so, I actually got rejected 8 out of the 10 businesses. Another one were my Etsy sales. So I decided to start an Etsy shop, I want to say about a month after I started my business. And at first there wasn't very much traction at all, but then I decided to do Etsy ads. And with the Etsy ads, I gained a lot more sales. However, it turns out that I actually lost money because the Etsy ads costed more than the profit that it was bringing in. But it was pretty cool because I got sales, and then it made my Etsy shop be a lot more reputable, and I was able to gain lifelong customers where they were able to give me 5-star and great reviews, which was such an amazing way to get positive feedback. I decided to open up a Shopify account. It was such a bigger investment, but it made my business look a lot more legit. However, I didn't get much traction, and honestly, I didn't have enough time to really market because I have a full-time job and my hobby is my business, and it comes after everything, it's more of something that I do for fun. And I felt like I didn't have enough time, and soon it didn't feel as fun. Another loss was I did too much at once, where I focused on having a lot of different things through my social media, such as Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. It was just too much, and I eventually burnt out because I didn't have enough time and I didn't have enough energy, especially after my full-time job. And honestly, that led to burnout in general, and that wasn't fun. It didn't feel like a hobby anymore. Something that I felt like wasn't really worth my energy or my time was custom orders. Through my social media accounts, I actually got to make great connections through other businesses. But with those businesses, they really wanted to do custom orders, and I thought it was different. It was a different type of revenue or service that I got to offer to my community. However, with my limited amount of time, I wasn't happy. I felt like I was burning out and I was underpricing my products, and it was something that I never envisioned my business to be about. And I decided to only have a couple of custom orders, and I eventually let my customers know that I will no longer be taking custom orders because I couldn't fulfill them. And I'm glad that I did that, because ever since I said no to a couple of opportunities, I began to create art, and I created it for fun and for love, and it was something that I definitely look forward to on a day-to-day basis. I would dream about coming home and creating art and just being in the zone, and it was just such a great creative outlet. Even if I felt tired, even if I felt angry, even though I felt happy, I would just create. And whatever I created was beautiful and it was divine within itself. Now that I am a year into my business, here are some lessons that I learned. It's okay to not be perfect. You can't always do everything all the time, and that's okay. Always make sure to do what feels right for you and no one else, because this is your business and this is your life. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to opportunities that don't align with your vision. Stay consistent and do what you can do with the time and energy that you have available. Don't beat yourself up. Give yourself some grace because you're doing amazing. Now that I'm a year into my business, I've definitely learned a lot. My expectations did not meet my reality, or my reality did not meet my expectations, and I'm honestly kind of glad, because now that I'm actually living the dream that I wanted to do for so long, and it's been a year, it's amazing. And I can't wait to see what the future has in store for me. The next thing that I really want to do is to have a more consistent schedule, really structure what I want my business to look like around my 9 to 5, around my social life, around my health and wellness journey, and really fit it into what I can actually do and be realistic about it. I want to prioritize my wellness and mindset, because being in a healthy state of mind creates a sturdy foundation for everything else. Create more. Just create. Staying consistent. Maybe doing some email marketing here and there, and also batch creating content. Thank you all so much for staying to the end of this video, and if you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe and join the Artsy fam. And until next week, I'll see you folks next week. Bye!